we break everything down in 3 categories. It's technical, physical, mental, and then character. So each one of them, we have a subset of everything that we need to work on, like stance, alignment, back pedal, plant drive, stuff like that. I think as a whole, I think you're right where you need to be as far as all those technical things. I just think there's some areas that we can clean up. As far as our back pedal, just kind of the way we bend at our hips, kind of bend there, more weight over our toes, as opposed to standing straight up at times. More press coverage, just staying square at the line of scrimmage, right? Reducing our split a little bit. That way we can move from side to side. I think you got a good understanding of kind of the back pedal portion. I told you narrow your base a little bit, and you start to pedal a little smoother, as opposed to when it's so wide, it's hard for you to pedal, right? So if you continue to focus on that, that'll help you there. From a physical standpoint, as far as speed, I think speed is good, but speed can always get better. Each level you go to, remember you're going to go get somebody who's bigger, faster, stronger, right? So we got to continue to work on our speed, build that up, doing sprints, doing hills, doing running track, all those different things to help us in this element of playing defensive back. Closing speed is good, but it can get better. I think that's one of the areas that we need to work on, but that's part of our, remember we did the 3-5-7 drill?
Yeah.
At 3 yards, at 5 yards, at 7 yards, and then we learned how to open our cushion, right? That's one of the things that I want you to work on when you're doing that. That's going to help you close on different stuff because you learn when to open, when to close right there. Right? Change the direction of the hips, those are all good, but continue to work on some of those drills that we done. That's going to have you coming in and out of breaks, make you flip, speed turn, open cut, because it's going to help you play. You did a great job of it this morning when we did it. Leadership, I think, is good, but it can be better, right? Part of being a great leader is knowing and doing your job and being consistent at it. So every time you're on the field, if you're consistently doing what you're doing, the people are going to gravitate towards you because you know what you're doing. And that's really much what our leaders are. Our leaders lead by example, right? That's what I want you to do. Coachability is great. You guys did what I asked you to do. So my biggest thing for you here, it says, just remember to narrow your base when you're pressing so your feet aren't so wide, what I just said. Narrow when you're playing off so you don't paddle outside the frame of your body. Tempo on our back pedal. Remember how the first day, so you was just flying out of there real fast? But like you see how today, this afternoon, you started to relax a little bit and play a little more. That's all I want you to do, right? Read the 3-step action of the quarterback. So if you pop straight up, I know it's quick game, right? If he gets a lot more depth, I know it's a deeper route. I want you to focus on those things. Remember our split rules when we're playing man-to-man. It's inside the numbers, we're going to be outside shade, right? The outside numbers will be inside shade and vice versa. But the biggest thing I said is be consistent, right? Be the same player every play. Now, I know we went 3 days, and I could see the gradual difference as the last practice ended out there, right? Could you tell the difference?
Yeah.
You played a whole lot better, right?
Yes.
That should be Daniel every time, right? You shouldn't give it to me sometimes and then don't do it every other time. Just be consistent when you're on the field. So if you do that, they can't take anything away from you, right? So, that being said, this is an invite to Top Gun. I think you can go out there and play with those guys, but one thing I would tell you is this. There's going to be some guys that can really play football, right? So my goal to you is to continue to work so when you do come that you take it as a challenge that you can go out there and play football, right? Whether it's me coaching you or whether it's one of the other defensive back coaches who coaches you. You use the stuff that I've taught you here. You go out there and you compete and you just get better. That sound good? Got it, Bob? Any questions?
So what do you think about him? Well, he's going to 8th grade, but do you think he has talent and ability to be a good high school player?
Yeah. I think, like I said, a lot of these things that I talked about and I went over are things that I do exactly with my pro guys. So it's no different than anything else. And I think if he focuses on those and he goes through and does them, then he can play the position.
And do you see potential maybe he could do college or?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you just have to fine tune these things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the keys, like I told him about reading splits, understanding and reading the 3-step action of a quarterback, those are things that we work on as professionals. So if he gets a jump on it now, early on, then it gives him an advancement on those guys that he's playing forward with. Mm-hmm. So sometimes what happens is if I understand that and I understand where I'm aligned and I understand this action, what it does, it takes away from me not being as fast. Now I slow the game down because I'm putting myself in a position to be successful. So it kind of counterbalances that thing, right? So that's the things that I want him to get to understand because football is all about what you know and how you slow it down. If you can understand it from this standpoint, then you can slow the game down. Anybody can play it, but you just have to understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay. He also plays wide receiver. Do you see any good characteristics in him, like he'd be?
I mean, I can see it because the way he goes up and gets the ball.
Yeah.
As the way he's high pointing and catching the ball. Like I said, both of them go hand in hand with each other.
Yeah.
Because they allow you to work on catching the ball at its highest point. So I think they both help.
Cool. So this Top Gun thing, is it because he looked pretty good and everything, or is it?
Yeah.
It's only like some people here.
Yeah,
to go?
I didn't send everybody.
Okay.
So it's just the ones that I felt could go out there and compete.